Hello everyone, this is Sunset Projection here introducing Maya, which is going to talk about, her, sorry about that, which is also going to talk about autism. Please Maya, explain yourself, what is autism?
Well, another word, it stands for autism spectrum disorder, of course, or ASD. I mean, it means that kids, they think differently, they see differently, they probably hear differently, and of course, know things differently. And I was never diagnosed until I was very older at the time. I mean, my mom first knew it when I was very young. My dad, my bio dad, didn't understand it, and he never thought I was. So my mom did everything that she could for me, and she tried to get me the needs as for an autistic needs, kid child, of course. Definitely, I didn't spoke until I was 5 years old, and I have gone through a really rough journey. I have done so many stuff I needed to improve on, definitely my reading, definitely spelling, which I still sometimes have trouble with, and I also have a little bit of trouble remembering things. That's also another thing sometimes I think autistic kids have, is sometimes they have good long-term memory on some things, but another side.
That's true. With most autistic people, I mean, I have autism too, so I understand completely well what you're talking about. Especially, you're trying to work on certain things, you just forget about it. But anyway, continue on.
Definitely, as I know from the past, I mean, it was really hard being more social and definitely trying to make people understood me and understand. I mean, I was really young and I didn't know how to even talk to people or even how to make friends. And that's definitely one thing that was hard. But as I got older, I got myself together and I started being more open a little bit, but I was still insecure, which I think many people definitely have, especially autistic kids.
You know, most people always judge autistic people because they think they're stupid, which is they're not. Especially incapable of speaking or never. Yeah,
exactly. And that's definitely one thing I really wish that could change.
If more people understand autistic people, they would definitely understand the person that is talking to them, instead of seeing them as a little kid that doesn't know anything at all.
Yeah, but that's definitely another thing I also started to realize, not just understanding, but also respecting. Because it was harder for me to try to find an actual job, and many of the workers somewhat understood or didn't understand my accommodations, that's definitely very important.
So, I have a question for you. What's the difference between autistic people and normal people?
I think the difference is, we do have hard time trying to adjust, between normal people. I mean, some people can handle some hard things or hard challenges, which that was definitely one of the things, was facing hard challenges. I have really bad anxiety, and that's definitely one thing.
What was really hard for you? When you would meet this person, what was the first mind that comes into your mind when you were working with people?
Trying to be kind and hoping that maybe if I explain myself and definitely advocate for myself too as well, which I've done that for over the years, and many people are starting to understand and learning to kind of respect more. Definitely the place that I work right now is very understanding and very nice to me too. That's also another thing too, is trying to earn respect for other kids like me.
Well, that's good. That's good. At least there's some good people in the world that can actually understand people like you and like me.
I think another thing I also wanted to change is that many people would talk about it or share more of their stories, or even use some of the creativeness into movies or TV shows. I know that there probably is some, but it's not always popping up. I know there's this TV show called Atypical, and that one's all about an autistic kid, and I know that probably did good. And I know there's another one Big Bang Theory. I know Sheldon is definitely on the spectrum.
Well,
really.
It's definitely obvious,
yeah,
including the Seldon Show.
Yeah, and And I do know that there are some movies about it. Like, I know Temple Grandin has her movie about her bio and everything. And I know there's others, but it's not like, doesn't come quite explain or show, or they might have showed some of it, but it's not like, I don't know, something hasn't clicked. And I know some people use like an autistic character in like one part of a scene in an episode, and that's it. They don't use it that much. And I feel like if they show more about it and talk about more about it and see if they can find a way to put that in a creative movie of some sort or show, maybe it could help people to not understand but also learn how to respect. And it might bring more people together to share more of their stories and to know that they are not alone. One thing that I felt like, definitely in school, I felt like I was alone. I thought I was the only kid out there as an outcast.
Yeah, man. You brought back so many memories of my childhood as well, because I was the same thing too. I never felt accepted, or I don't know how to say this. It's like
trying to find the perfect word
yeah.
to express it.
Honestly, you got me lost the words, but you know what? That happens to autistic people. They don't know what to say.
Yeah, I still get that a couple of times, especially trying to put words together. I think that's also another thing I somewhat have trouble trying to do, but I'm working on it.
Especially if you're so tired, you just slur your words and you're like, what? And the people are like, what do you say? It's like, oh, so frustrating because you're trying to get the point across to them.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing. Like, I really wish that more like writers or some directors or some sort would try to like actually do a movie about autistic children. Like, I mean, telling about a story about them and how their life went through, like Temples, that was very good. And I saw some things that I can actually relate to. And I really wish that they did a movie about that kids can actually relate and know that they're not alone on this journey. I mean, they probably had I know definitely a lot of ups and downs growing up, and they can somewhat try to like reflect and see how they can find a way to keep sharing it to others so they can make others not only respect but also understood everything what it's like.
As much I would like to carry on this conversation, unfortunately, we'll have to switch on the topic of the conversation to cerebral palsy.